Welcome to November's monthly Musings. You're joined by Paulina Lee and myself, Ray Guan, and no one else.
Just the two of us. If we had licensing, we could do, Will Smith's Just the Two at the beginning. I'm not going to sing it. No one wants to hear that.
Oh, I wanted to hear that. Well, I have a really important question to ask you, Paulina, which is,
goodness.
How does it feel your second day in your 30s?
Oh, man. It's very anticlimactic. So it feels about the same. Just an every day, every Monday, same old. But no, it was fun celebrating my 30th birthday this past weekend. And then you sent that picture and that video, and it just made my day. So the team put together a little grid of them all holding up signs that said happy 30th birthday, and did, the really nice awkward Zoom recording where everyone's slightly off timing because I've done a couple of those as well. But it was great. I saved them both and I was like, that's so cute. I loved it. So thank you.
Yeah. The idea of the signs, we came up with that because I figured you would love to do a lot of pointing on Zoom, like directional pointing to the person, whether it's at Haas Hit or whether it's, our weekly podcast calls, whatever. I feel like you do that a lot. So we were trying to get the signs right. And I think Navia took a picture because the order was different on her screen. And so she took like a jumbled picture that we can share with you or put in our bloopers.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I feel like we should add the picture to the webpage in case anyone's like super curious as to what it looks like. It's pretty dope.
We'll reference it in the show notes.
Amazing.
Yeah. Speaking of that, though, we've onboarded the new team in October, and we are a fully functioning squad.
Yeah, it's crazy to think. So back in March, it was 4 of us, Sean, Arvind, Ray, and myself, Paulina. And now we have a team of 7 plus 2. So 9 people working on here at Haas. So 2 hosts. I can't remember the split. Is it 4 editors and 3 associate producers?
I think we actually have 3 and 3. And Arvin's just hanging out and doing some last hosting episodes. And we'll have a new crew in January or December. So for the editors, we have Kyle Cook, Adam Ward, and Navia Chithimiredi.
Awesome. Yeah, and then on the associate producers, we have Ranjani Murthy, Nick Gurwi, and Dharmik Patel. So hopefully we'll be onboarding our 3rd cohort to the team in December and January, which is really exciting. It'll be good to have like different perspectives, different ideas. It's fun. It's quickly expanding. It's getting out of hand, but I love it.
We are going to soon create a monster, but until then, we are up and running and we've got some great episodes. Why don't we just dive right in? So in October and upcoming here in November, we continue to do a lot of interviews with club VPs. Paulina, you interviewed Blair. How was that?
Blair Evans was awesome. She is currently the co-president of Women in Leadership, or known on campus as WIL. I think for me, what I really enjoyed about that interview was, one, she has such passion for that community and such passion for WIL that it's just really inspiring. And I'm betting that a lot of people that listen to that interview are going to join that club for sure. I think the other thing that was just really interesting is hearing about her experience in real estate, which is one of the industries that I don't personally have a lot of experience in, and especially outside of residential, just simple home buying, which I have 0 experience in, but through friends. So it was really cool and just great to hear her process, what she's done, both in internships and in her jobs before coming to Haas, and how Haas has really positioned her to excel in that field because it is known for its real estate program. So that was just a really neat learning experience for me. And I think for that episode, on a side note, it was also one of the first episodes we did where we put our whole new process through the funnel. So we had an assigned editor ahead of time, we had an assigned associate producer, and went through the whole process as a 3-person tag team. And I think it worked really well. And we figured out some little kinks here and there, but it honestly made it more fun to be working side by side with a few others and getting feedback, etc. So that was great. And then you interviewed way more people than I did. Do you want to run through some of the episodes you've released in October and the ones that will be coming up?
Yeah, I'll go with the coming up first because I just had an interview earlier today with Syed Usher Rasul. And speaking of passion, this guy really brings it. And it's more so from a personal standpoint, where he shares his story of growing up in New York, in Louisiana, the impact of 9/11. Syed is Muslim, and what it had on him and his family, and how that kind of shaped him to become an activist and donate/volunteer a lot of his time to be involved in election campaigns, in peaceful protests, in a lot of other politically active events. And so that was just really interesting to hear. We also released an episode recently with Daniil Pushkin, who is the co-president of the Data Science Club. And the interesting thing about that, he's from Russia, and him and his girlfriend are both full-time MBA students of Haas. So we talked a little bit about the culture shock that he experienced. But the thing that I actually found most fascinating was he used data science to do a case study that he was given for an interview with Intuit, which he ended up landing the internship. And when I asked him, like, were they surprised that you basically hacked your way into the solution? And he was like, no, they actually gave me a lot of credit for it. Very meta of him to apply his kind of expertise and background.
It's really cool. We've been focusing on reaching out and interviewing leadership at the different clubs. One, I think it was a good way to broaden our guest base, but two, as a way to capture these 30-second snippets. So the beginning of monthly musings will be our standard random banter, but we hope that our listeners today will stay on and listen, because at the end of the episode, we're going to slot in these 30-second pitches by the leadership at these different clubs at Haas. So you can get a little bit of flavor on what are these clubs about, why should you join, what are some of their capstone events, what should you expect as a member. And I think it's just a really fun way to get a quick smattering of what the clubs are at Haas, because there's so many. And I know I joined a bunch without really having a clear idea of what I was doing. So I'm excited for people to hear these different 30-second pitches and be able to hear what may make the most sense for them and their goals while they're here.
Yeah, Paulina probably just hit the lifetime subscription to all the clubs and now wishes she can get her money back. Just kidding.
I did hit lifetime subscription. I think I just I think one day I was like, you know what? I've signed up for 0 clubs. And then I think I bought 6 lifetime memberships, because they really get you. They're like, for $10 more, you get lifetime membership. I'm sure there's a class on pricing that I need to take that tells me why I did that, but no, it's exciting.
Yeah.
And then the other thing we wanted to share that we just found out last week was our team was granted the Culture Award. So we received a small grant that we'll be using to fund some of the different tools we use. So we edit all of our episodes into Script, which is AI-empowered transcripts, and makes it 1,000 times easier to edit the podcast. So shout out to Descript. Feel free to hit us up if they want to sponsor us. Otherwise, we'll be paying for those services. And then we also use Squadcast. So Squadcast is what we record our high-quality audio on. It also has video, but the video isn't recorded. But it's just a really nice way for us to get high quality audio versus some of the other services. And then because our team has expanded, we also need the funds to purchase mics and equipment for people. So we're very excited and honored to have received one of the Culture Grant Awards. And yeah, just really exciting for the team that I think Ray and Sean applied for this grant last year and received it. And so now we are a 2-time Culture Grant Award winning podcast.
2nd year in a row. hoping to make this a long streak of Haas podcasts, Culture Grant winner.
Yes, definitely.
I think that's about it. The two of us made it without any awkward silences and still had our usual ration of laughs.
Perfect. Stay tuned as we're going to wrap monthly musings, but you'll be able to listen to a few different pitches from a few different clubs, and we'll also list out in the show notes which club is pitching where. So I guess if you want to skip, each pitch is only about 30 to 60 seconds. So listen away and enjoy.
Up first, we have Women in Leadership with Blair Evans.
And so we are a group of authentic leaders that we can provide resources and tools for you to succeed. And that could be through social events, that could be through professional events, and that could also be through educational events. So even though COVID has definitely thrown a little bit of a wrench in our plans, we have still been able to offer a lot of those opportunities and provide a space for you to come together and learn from each other. And so please reach out to us. Even if you think you don't have enough time, because nobody has enough time, I think that you should make time for us.
Next, we have Daniil Pushkin with the Haas Data Science Club.
Haas Data Science Club is focused on educating full-time and evening weekend MBAs about data science and analytics. Our mission is to empower future leaders to make data-driven decisions. Whether you have technical background or not, we encourage you to join Haas Data Science Club to attend workshops, speaker series, and networking events. As a bonus, you'll sound much more credible when chatting about machine learning or AI. If you're curious to learn more about Haas Data Science Club, feel free to reach out to Anthony Lever or me, Daniel Pushkin.
Now, here's Nick Bellamy on the Berkeley Cannabis Industry Club.
Berkeley Cannabis Industry Club has a few principles. One of those is to destigmatize the cannabis conversation. Another is to work to preserve the cannabis culture and support the community. And a final is to provide education and career opportunities to students. So we do that for you through several means. We have a yearly SheCan Summit, which is a conference aimed at ensuring women and people of color are equally represented in the industry. We also have fun, and we take people on treks to local cannabis companies and just help our members get a better picture of what working in cannabis is really like, and just understanding the plant itself. If anyone is interested in exploring the cannabis industry or our club further, please reach out to me, Nick Bellamy, or my co-president, Delaney Jackson.
Next, we have the Haas Tech Club.
The Berkeley Haas Technology Club is one of the largest and most active MBA student organizations at Haas. And our goal is to advance careers across all technology sectors, such as software, hardware, mobile platforms, or any other new emerging technology. So the Berkeley Haas Tech Club supports students who are pursuing tech careers through various events. For example, treks to companies like Google, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Adobe, all those major companies in the Bay Area or the West Coast. Also, there are tech speaker series where speakers from those companies come and share the latest tech trends and also mingles with students.
And now, Ana Alanis with HMC.
The Haas Marketing Club is focused on students that are looking for careers in marketing, whether that is in tech or in CPG. And we actually work with companies in the Bay Area on doing events that are relevant for those interested in marketing. And then we have some social events so that we can connect our full-time program with evening weekend and also with alum. So for more information on anything, feel free to email me and I'm happy to provide information.
And last but not least, Stephen Brisley with Burke.
Berk is the Berkeley Energy and Resources Collaborative. It is the largest energy and resources focused student organization in the country, which we're very proud of. It was founded about 15 years ago, actually out of Haas, and then kind of spread across campus. Berk's mission is really to connect, educate, and motivate a whole mix of folks, so students, alumni, faculty, industry professionals, all in the interest of addressing some of the world's most important energy and resource challenges. Basically, it tries to bring people together from across a bunch of different disciplines to say, here is what really makes a difference in these industries, and this is what we're going to do about it.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Monthly Musings. This episode was edited by Adam Ward, and special thanks to all the club presidents. If you do want to learn more about their clubs, their emails are in the show notes, so feel free to reach out. I'm Ray Guan, and we'll see you next time here at Haas.